Mr. Coyle. Want us to bring you the microphone? Deliver.
Yeah, gee.
Thanks, buddy.
You're not going to droop.
Thank you. Or drool, I hope. Gene Coyle, District 3. When we read about read all the PR about affordable housing in Darien, we hear about how the volunteer firemen and the policemen and the teachers and all folks like me who've been around for 40 or 50 years will benefit by this. But I think the fact is that anybody, you know, Joe Smith from East St. Louis could put his name on that list, and he has as much right to buy one of those units as any of the aforementioned groups.
That's right. And
That's right.
Whether it's affordable housing or any type of housing, fair housing requires to sell to people who apply. The difference that we will have is that to take the monies that will be grants to get the prices down, we have to do some affirmative outreach. But fair housing laws require anybody, any developer that comes into town, to fairly sell to anybody that applies, so we can't restrict it. What we have been able to do with the state, and it requires us to negotiate and get a plan together called a fair housing plan, is we have been able successfully in Stamford, for instance, to be able to set aside units for families who were already living in assisted housing in Stamford. And that was key because we had, such as we have developments in a lot of rental housing. Our goal was to try to move people out of rental housing into the home ownership so we could have more people move into those very, very affordable rental units. So that was our plan in Stamford that fit. In Fairfield, where we did senior housing, we were able to do a set aside for local residents. It's a negotiation with HUD, but I think they are seeing the advantage that in order to encourage communities like yourselves to put land, to make land available for affordable housing, they need to work with you because you're doing it in order to provide housing for your teachers, your firemen, your policemen. So I think they see that as a public policy that needs to be advanced. And so I think we will be successful in setting aside at least a certain number of units. But again, it has been my experience throughout my career, and whether it's senior housing or any type of housing, people don't move very far to where they grow up. The people who will apply for this housing are people who have a connection here. They're family members, they're police, they're the teachers, they're people who work or have lived here. That are going to be the primary purpose, people who will be on the list trying to get housing. It'll be very unusual for somebody coming from East St. Louis to apply for housing.